Yes.
Okay. Thanks for the short patience. We will now see, and I have never ever seen what they are doing other than the proposal. The third prize, please, the stage is yours. I'm very excited to learn what you really have done.
Hi everyone, thank you very much. I'm Yushi Yamada, and my team member and they are Yudai Tanabe and Shichin and Nagare Kameno. So we usually work as software engineers at SoftBank, that is a telecom company in Japan. Today, our session is policy and credential aware ATA skill invocation on Gaia-X delivery. Today, we want to show you how we connect ATA and Gaia-X. Let's begin. First, let us explain the motivation behind this project. Today, data spaces are growing around the world. Example include Gaia-X and IDSA, also the Earth ecosystem in Japan. These initiatives enable organizations to share data in secure and trusted way. They are built around three key concepts: data sovereignty, contracts, and usage control, variable credentials. At the same time, AI agents are evolving rapidly. Using protocols such as A2A and MCP, they can discover services, interact with other services, and autonomously perform tasks. In the near future, AI agents will not only consume data, but also produce and exchange data. However, there is a gap. Today, AI agents are not treated as first-class participants in data spaces. In other words, organizations and people can participate in data spaces, but AI agents cannot. As a result, the value created by data spaces cannot fully reach the next generation of AI-driven workloads. So let me explain A2A quickly. A2A has three key ideas. First, the agent card. Each agent publishes a JSON file. The path is well known. This file lists the agent's capabilities and endpoints. Second, the skill. A skill is a unit of capability. It is not an API endpoint. Example, aggregate query and statistics and raw export. This is important. A skill is a meaningful unit. We can write policy on it. Third, direct HCA invocation. Agents call over agents directly. There's no central broker. Trust is peer-to-peer. One bridge to Gaia-X, A2A skill mapped to a service offering in Gaia-X terms. Now let's look at the gap. A2A defined how agents talk to each other. Agent call skill. But A2A does not define who is allowed to call which skill. It does not define under which contract or for which purpose. Gaia-X covers this side: who can use data, under what terms, how to effort. It has behavioral credentials, data usage agreements, PEP, PDP trust framework, and notarities. But Gaia-X does not apply this at the A2A skill boundary. There is no public and end-to-end reference that combines that two. This is the gap, and this is what we want to fill. So here is our proposal. We propose a policy gate. It sits at the ATS-key invocation boundary. Every key innovation is evaluated. The policy gate checks three things: the callers VC, the DUA status and usage constraints, and the skill metadata. It returns one of three answers: allow, restrict, or deny. Below, you see 6 capabilities. The first 2 are about credential verification. Then DUA status and contract check every call. Then policy evaluation using a YAML file. Then the PP and PDP separation. And last, decision, evidence, and audit log. Let me go deep into each. The next slide is. Now I will walk through the architecture.
Okay, this is the architecture. Before the live flow runs, the issuer mints the credentials. DID is hosted on mydid.info, which is hosted on myJWT.info. They are Gaia-X infrastructure. Once seeded, the issuer steps aside. Now, the live flow, 3 components. The consumer agent, it holds a VC and calls a skill. The provider agent in the middle, it holds VC and expresses the PEP. The policy gate on the right, this is a PDP. The flow is simple. The consumer agent calls the provider agent skill. The provider agent doesn't decide by itself. It asks the policy gate at trust evaluate. The policy gate uses 3 supporting services: Gaia-X basic functions for VC verification, DUA notary mock for DUA status, and policy YAML for the rules. Okay. You may ask, how does this fit into Gaia-X? The table shows the mapping. Our consumer agent maps to a Gaia-X data consumer. Our provider agent maps a data provider. A skill maps to a service offering capability. The consumer and provider VC, the DUA notary, the YAML policy, and the policy gate all have direct counterparts in Gaia-X. There is no new concept here. Everything maps to existing Gaia-X. On the right, you see a note about Danube. Danube allows custom rules engines to plug in via trust scopes. We plug our policy gate in as an agent trust rules engine. So this work is not a fork of Gaia-X. It is an extension. Now the policy model. We have 3 layers. They are evaluated with deny overrides. First, hard gates. They are required preconditions. If they fail, the decision is denied. Second, prohibitions. There are explicit deniers. If they match, deny. Third, permissions. They are conditional grants. If they match, allow or restrict. The default decision is denied. If no rule matches, the answer is denied. On the right, you see real YAML file from our demo.
Okay, so let's begin the demo. This is the scenario that we want to show you during the demo. We have happy path and also unhappy path. That the request from the consumer to the provider is broke because of the DUA or the policy. And we also deploy the live demo onto the cloud. So yeah, for anyone who might interested, you might access to the QR code later on after the demonstration. どうすればいいですか？
全然
So here is our dashboard. As you can see, actually our UI is heavily inspired by the Gaia-X website. Yeah, the color scheme. And here's the demo scenario. We have happy path and the other scenario. So let's show the happy path first. And here we show how the decision is made. First, I want to talk about the consumer agent. First, the consumer agent will present the VC and request the skill to the provider agent. Then the provider agent will ask the agent trust gateway to verify the correct VC and the agent card. And also DOA will check the status and policy will check the policy. And the final decision will be given to back to the provider agent, so it can determine whether it should continue the skill invocation or not. So here is the we send a message to the consumer agent. So as you can see, the consumer agent is actually asking invoke the skill, and the final decision is error. Yeah, this is the happy part. And we can see at the below, here you can see the consumer agent actually reply the data, and this data is actually from a provider from the provider. And yeah, we can see some details here. Here we can choose some the consumer VC for this demonstration purpose, and for the happy part, the usage purpose is research, and the invoke skill is compute statistic. And yeah, and we will do for example, this low export. Actually, the low export is actually prohibited in our policy. So this will actually gonna to be denied. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, the policy is denied, and no data will be provided to the consumer. And we can show another case. Actually, the DUA can be revoked. So in this scenario, the DUA is revoked. We can check the status here. So it's revoked, and we are calling the scan the same skill at the as the happy part, but since the DUA is revoked, this will be denied. Yeah, as you can see, this time the request is blocked at the DUA point. So yeah, again, no data is provided to the consumer. And at the below, I can show you some like the history of the evaluation. So if we want to monitor what kind of decision has made by the trust gate, we can do it here. Yeah. So that's all for the demo.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that was really convincing. Yeah, well done. Thanks a lot. Yeah, impressive. Yeah. I didn't want to ask how much Claude developed the user interface. Thanks a lot. Then I please